Welcome to the Mizzle Dub Show. Welcome to the Mizzle Dub Show. 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 Dub Show. Welcome to the Mizzle Dub Show.
Well, hi, and
Hello.
a pleasant early morning to you from the West Coast. It's a Monday edition of the Mizzle An Dub Show. He is Mizzle. I am Dub, and I got my vitamin C for the morning.
Man, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, damn it.
It is always 5 o'clock some damn where, but we will get right into it. There was a game in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania that took place yesterday, and it went into the fifth quarter, but the best of 7 will at least go 6 games as the 76ers found a way in overtime to tie the Eastern Conference semifinals against the Boston Celtics.
Yes.
It was a rough game.
Ugly.
Boston was up by 11, but Philly again made a run. And the good version of playoff James Harden made an appearance.
Yes.
As the Sixers even the series, and game 5 heads back to Boston, I believe, either tomorrow or Wednesday. Well, it's tomorrow for sure.
I believe there's no
every other day.
Every other day now.
But nonetheless, huge win. And right when the game was over, my co-host and brother from Miller says, "Cue the music."
Cue the fucking music.
And indeed, there was Philadelphia freedom across Philadelphia. Fantastic game. Final score was the Sixers by a point, 116-115.
Ooh.
As now at least 2 of the series will at least guaranteed to go 6.
Yes.
Even though Philly struggled scoring in the fourth quarter, it's still got an overtime. James Harden, 42 of them buckets to lead all scorers.
But he had 9 assists,
16 of 23 from the floor. He was outstanding. Boston had equal scoring from everywhere. Tatum had 24, Horford had 10, Smart had 21, White had 12, Brown had 23, Brogdon had 19 off the bench. I don't know if I would necessarily let Marcus Smart take the final shot in that sequence.
Philly played defense. They kept somebody on Jaylen Brown. They swarmed Tatum when he came into the basket, so he had no choice but to pass it out to a wide open Smart. But we can't live and die with that because he will hit that shot, as he clearly did make the shot, but thank goodness the time went out. Or, this would be a different story that we're talking about. This wouldn't be a happy face you're seeing right now. This would be a but
indeed.
If in there we won.
But to contribute Harden's 42, the MVP had 34 and 13.
34. A quiet 34. It wasn't like he's still getting adjusted to wearing that knee brace. He ain't fully healthy. So it was good to see Harden take the mantle.
Well, even if it's adjusted to the knee brace or not, to still score 46 in a sense on one knee, so it's pretty damn good.
I agree.
So we know for sure this series is going to go 6. Game 5 is very, very pivotal on Tuesday.
Both teams.
Which, of course, that kicks off the Tuesday doubleheader, as it's going to be Game 5 of the Celtics and Sixers and Game 5 of the Suns and Nuggets, to which the Suns, after looking lethargic in the first 2 games, they rode Kevin Durant and Booker in Game 3, and they found a way to get it done yesterday as they get by the Nuggets 129-124. As once again, first off, Nikola Jokic, he's a walking triple-double.
He did everything
every day. Man scores 53 of them buckets. 53. Man shot 20 of 30 from the field. And oh, by the way, he was 50% from three-point land.
Oh,
had 11 assists.
Too easy.
Murray added 28. Caldwell Pope had 10, and Gordon and Porter had 11. I mean, again, Durant and Booker combined for 72. They scored 72 out of Phoenix's 129. And Mr. Shamet, name we haven't said in a long time, he was big off the bench with 19 big. Yes, he did play with the Sixers. Had 19 big points off the bench. Terrence Ross had 8 in his 17 minutes, along with Landale. Landale has given the Suns some tremendous minutes in the series, getting some rebounds, and giving the bench a boost because DeAndre Ayton has struggled in this series.
It hasn't.
He has struggled mightily, but yet this easily could have been a Denver sweep because, again, as much heroics Durant and Booker have done,
they haven't been blown away games. They've been close.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, a win is a win. Doesn't matter if you win by 20 or you win by a single point, as it was with your Sixers yesterday. It's a 1-point win, but at the end of the day, a W is a W. And the Suns and the Nuggets are at least going 6. But I will say this: they're going back to altitude, which we all know 5280 is very hard to play in that arena. But I will say, just like somebody has to step up to be a third piece to helping Booker and Durant, it's the same thing with Jokic and Murray because those two are going to get theirs.
Regardless.
So if KCP has a good game, which he's capable of because he's done this before in the playoffs, if Michael Porter Jr., which he can do it, and so can Aaron Gordon.
Yes.
But this game 5 is very, very pivotal. And plus, if it goes 7, does possibly Chris Paul come back? Now, if it goes 7, that's going to be the ultimate question right there. But go ahead.
I wouldn't put Chris Paul on the floor as a starter.
Oh.
Look what Booker's been doing running the point. And they've been playing better basketball since CP3 pulled his groin. So I would kind of do the thing what Steve Kerr did with Draymond Green in the King series. Start him off the bench. Let him work it. Don't mess up what's working right now. Yes, KD and Book need that third score, and I think they'll get it because obviously Ayton's not the man, not the answer right now. But I wouldn't mess up the Kool-Aid, man. I wouldn't add more sugar to it when it just tastes just right. I'll just let CP3 work his way back in there.
So if you're saying if you're Monty Williams, if it comes to Game 7, you would still let Payne and Booker be your backcourt and let Paul come off the bench.
It's been working.
Interesting analogy. Very interesting analogy.
So
we will dip back.
I don't get paid the big bucks. That's why me and you are here doing our hobby or doing on YouTube, you know. Yeah. But outside looking in, that it's working.
We will flash back real quickly back to Saturday, which Jimmy Butler returned and had a very quiet 28 points as the Heat throttled the Knicks 105-86. The Knicks struggled in the second half. Didn't shoot the ball particularly well. They shot 34%, only 20 from 3-point range. Again, you got contributions. Lowry had 14.
Yeah.
Strus continues to play well. He had 19 big ones. Bam had 17 and 12, another double-double. But, of course, as we know, Jimmy Buckets is the guy that stirs the drink. And Miami, which they will play tonight in game number 4 in Miami, has a real good chance to put their throttle in this series.
I got Miami winning.
And a chance to go through 3 games to 1. So if you are the Knicks, how do you even approach trying to tie this series?
You have to outwork Jimmy Butler. That's just point blank, period. You have to outwork him. You have to have somebody on him at all times. I take that back. Even when somebody's on him, he still gets his. So basically what you're going to have to do is stop the people that are around him. As you said, Strus is out there shooting the ball very, very well.
And also Gary Vincent has been some big shots.
Exactly. And we also know what Kyle Lowry is all about. He's going to get he's going to take the charges. He's going to make that couple of threes that you're going to be like, wow, I left him open. Or he'll make that one defensive stop. So you are going to have to match the intensity that Jimmy Butler is going to bring on that court with his teammates. And if you can't do that, well, we clearly can see it. The Heat almost won that game without Jimmy Butler.
Correct.
Because the Knicks outworked them in the end. So if you're going to beat the Heat, you're going to strap your big boy jaws on and come out there and play 48 minutes of basketball, because Jimmy Butler is going to play however many minutes he plays on the court. He's going to give you everything. So you better match that.
Well, first off, for the Knicks, can't win many games when one of your best players and one of your best scorers, Julius Randle, shoots 4 of 15 from the floor.
Facts.
That's not going to help.
Facts.
Even though he was fine getting 14 rebounds and at 10 points, but it was a struggle. I mean, Josh Hart had 15, RJ Barrett had 14, Brunson was your leading scorer with 20. Even though quickly came off the bench and gave you 12 points, it just seems like if Brunson is off, the whole team is off.
Exactly.
That's the vibe I'm getting, because I mean, in the game that he struggled in game 2 until he got hot in the second half and the third quarter, RJ Barrett was carrying the Knicks team as far as scoring goes in that game 2 win that they had.
Yes.
And then eventually Brunson said, "Give me the ball," and of course Brunson, at the drop of a dime, like anybody, can make his own personal run and get your team back in the game. But I think for the Knicks, it has to be contributions from everybody, not just necessarily one guy. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, you're going to face a tough 3-1 deficit, which is very difficult to come back from. I mean, it's been done before, but it's been done very rare.
Yeah. Hell.
But again,
they did it.
They had. Yes, they have. Yes, they did. 7 years ago. It's but again, as I've said more than once on this show, and as I continue to keep saying, the Miami Heat are not your normal number 8 seed.
No, you would think they would be in the top 5. You would.
Well, again, like I said, even though divisions don't matter in basketball, they won the Southeast Division.
Yeah,
which is asinine to me. But because divisions don't mean much in basketball, they weren't one of the top top 4 seeds. There's 3 divisions. Here's my thing, and this is where they should make divisions matter in the NBA. If you win your division, you should automatically be one of the top 3 seeds. The top 3 seeds should go to the division winner, which obviously the best record out of the division winners obviously gets the number 1 and number 2 seed. That's what I think they should do. But I'm not Adam Silver. I'm not Chris Paul, the president of the Players Association. This, that, and the third. But that's something I would do. But like I said, Miami is a division winner. They won the Southeast Division for what it's worth. But I kept saying they possibly could be the one team that upsets the 1 seed, and they did that, which led to their coach getting fired in Milwaukee, which I'm still mind-boggled to that. So you mean to tell me 3 out of your last 4 NBA Finals winning head coaches are looking for a new job? And Steve Kerr is the only one remained. And Steve Kerr went through 2 horrible injury-plagued years after his last final trip in 2019, before last season's triumphant return to the top.
Because you know what you keep? You keep the continuity. You keep the, I mean, you look what San Antonio is doing. Greg Popovich ain't, they didn't make the playoffs the last, 2 years, 2-3 years or something like that. But that man is a winning world champion head coach. He knows what needs to do to get back to where it is. Yes, your teams go, hell, the Warriors didn't start winning until me and you were damn near graduated from high school. Just, that's over-exaggerating a little bit, but you know what I'm getting with that.
Well, they didn't start consistently until we were damn near in our mid-30s.
There we go. See? So, now that they got it, why would you fire him? Yeah, coach, he had 2, like you said, 2 bad years, but why would we fire him? Let's see why we had those 2 bad years.
Yeah.
The damn Buck coach only had 1 bad year, and he got bounced in the first round, and now you want to get rid of him? Come on, that your franchise won't be good if you continue. If that starts a circle. I mean,
the man ended a 50-year title drought in the city of Milwaukee.
And I believe that's all they got is the baseball and the basketball team, right? Because the damn Packers is
in Green Bay. Yeah. Yes.
Oh. I'm like you, puzzled. Don't understand why.
I don't get it, because I mean, he comes from the Popovich coaching tree, which is very, very popular around the reigns of the NBA right now. I mean, heck, even Becky Hammon is getting a look at by the Toronto Raptors after winning
Do
her
it.
WNBA
Do it,
title.
Toronto. Do it.
I definitely would
Do
say,
it.
hire Bex
Do it.
because she could possibly light a fire underneath those guys, especially coming from the Popovich tree. And
Do
the
it.
only reason why she's not next in line to be the Spurs head coach is because Tim Duncan decided to be on the coaching staff. That's the only reason. Otherwise, when Pop said I'm done, it would have gone to Becky. It would have it would have gone to Bex.
What does Brother Allen say?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. Facts. Do it, Toronto. I am a full supporter of Becky Hammon or any woman getting the NBA job, especially if you got the credentials, especially if you can do it. This if she gets hired in the NBA, this ain't no publicity stunt.
Oh no.
She earned that shit. Oh my goodness. Yes, do it, Toronto.
I'm like this. I'm like this. If Bill Laimbeer
Yes.
can go coach in the WNBA
Yes.
and have success
Amen.
as a former NBA player,
Speak on it.
I mean, if Gino Auriemma, who has built a dynasty up there in Connecticut,
come on now,
coaching girls basketball,
come on now,
if they can do it and they're men
preaching
in a
it.
predominant women's field,
Alan.
do not sit there and tell me Becky Hammon can't get the Toronto Raptors into playoff contention and possibly make a deep run in the playoffs.
Well, wait. She was already running the organization during the preseason, and I damn near think she went undefeated in the preseason. I mean, I know preseason don't really much matter, but she ran it, is what I'm getting at. And she ran the summer league, I believe. She ran their summer league team. So she knows what she's doing.
This is why I call Popovich the GOAT, not Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson, yes, has 11 rings. Yes, Phil Jackson is a tremendous manager of egos.
There it is.
That's about the only thing I will give Phil Jackson credit. Anyone that has basketball knowledge knew Tex Winters is the architect and the man that ran the triangle. He just was never a head coach. Okay. Yes, Phil was able for a time to mend egos and get them to play together. But as far as X's and O's, there are way better coaches that have better X's and O's than Phil Jackson. Let's just call it what it is. Phil was just great at managing egos and getting them to play together. That's the one thing that I cannot knock Phil on. But as far as trying to put a team together, Phil can't do it. Or when there's signs of a rebuild, Phil is quick to be like, you know what? I don't want to go through a rebuild. I need to recharge my batteries, this, that, and there. But have a team ready to win. Phil, can you come coach us? I can't respect that. Okay.
Well, there's certain people that say the same thing about Steve Kerr.
Okay. Yes, Mark Jackson put the foundation together.
Indeed.
And putting the core to what the Warriors are now.
Yep.
But
I believe
again, Jackson couldn't get them over the top. They could never get past the second round. And then, of course, again, talking about the coaches or talking about the owners' sexuality, for lack of a better term.
That'll get you cut quick.
Can't do that. Even though, yes, I know, going by the Bible, scripturally, it is wrong. I get it. I understand it. I totally do. Okay. I am a believer in the Bible, just like he is. Okay. Anyone knows me knows I'm a man of faith. This, then the third. But again, even being a man of faith, you still can't talk about someone's difference and not pay the price for it. Okay. You can, yes, I can not like your lifestyle. Yes, I can not agree with it. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to disrespect you just because we see a difference in your lifestyle as opposed to my lifestyle. Because I'm not saying mine is greater than yours, but at the end of the day, you're still a human being, and I'm going to treat you like one, and I'm not going to disrespect you, no matter what your orientation is. Okay. With that said, Kerr came in, like I said, Kerr came from learning under Phil and learning under Popovich. And thus, here you see it, 4 titles in the last in the last 9 years since he has been the Warriors head coach. And let's be real. Mizzle and myself, at first we questioned the move. We were like, why? We were upset that Mark Jackson got fired, which eventually we found out the reasons of what led to it. But in the beginning, a lot of Warrior fans were upset Mark Jackson getting fired because he had turned around the culture and he was turning them into a consistent playoff.
This is where we were going with Mark. So it's like, why are we breaking it? Why are we breaking it up?
We were trending upward.
Yes.
But then Steve Kerr came in, and the first thing he did, he said, Andre, come here. You would bring more value coming off the bench than you starting. And of course, Andre has been a starter his whole entire career. But Andre, listening to the wise words of his fellow Arizona Wildcat alum, because they are Wildcat brothers from U of A up there in Tucson.
Indeed.
He took it, and that first season, Iggy became the NBA Finals MVP as the Warriors ended at that time a 40-year drought, winning the title in 2014, 2015. And then it's been taken up ever since.
So you don't break that up. 1 bad year, 2 bad years. You've earned a way to be the coach. This is your team. And I don't think Steve Kerr is going to go anywhere. I believe I would love to see when the wise man move on, and I hope they retire Warriors instead of moving on a different direction into different teams. But I would love to see what he's doing with this upcoming talent we have now, especially with them getting a lot of exposure in the playoffs now. So they'll be all right. They should know what to do when they become the next in line. So
well, it would be like I said, you have a core there with Wiggins being the lead guy.
Yes.
Wiggins being the lead guy. Kuminga, Moody. Like I said, I'm still very high on Patrick Baldwin Jr. If you have not seen the man play, watch his G League stuff, watch his stuff in college. Patrick Baldwin Jr. can be a solid player for the Warriors in this league. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now I agree.
Looney's still young.
Yes, he is.
So
now, granted, as you like to say, Jordan Poole needs to get his shit together.
100%. Just sit. I don't know. Invite somebody that's hella cute, and he got to look at her, give her a wink or something, and he'll go play a good game of basketball. I don't know what's in his head right now, because we already know he dribbles out of control half the time when he's got the ball in his hand.
Yes.
No, he takes the shots, but honestly, when he's on, he's on. But it's just, but not only that, he's making mistakes on the defensive end, which is costing us. So,
yeah, he has struggled mightily in this playoff run as opposed to last year's when he was an absolute darling.
Yes.
So it segues into our preview of Game 4 tonight between the Warriors and Lakers, which is a huge must-win for the Warriors, obviously. But again, as the question that keeps remaining, I kept asking which version of Anthony Davis is going to show up, and the good one showed up in Game 3 as he was spectacular again. He had 25 and 13. LeBron had 21, but it was D'Angelo Russell that helped started the comeback for the Lakers as he was solid. He shot 8 of 13, 5 of 8 from 3, had a big 21 points. Then you had Walker and Schroeder each contributing with 12. Now he kept saying it's going to come down to which version of AD shows up. In addition, which bench was efficient and going to step up. And in Game 3, it was the bench of the Lakers that came through, especially with big performances from Schroeder and Walker. But even though the Warriors, everybody on the Warriors bench scored with the exception of Patrick Baldwin Jr. GB2 at 8, DiVincenzo at 5, Moody at 5, Poole at 5, Kuminga, the only one in double figures, he had 10. But of course, just everybody struggled. But again, the one problem that we've always said with the Warriors under Steve Kerr has been turnovers. You turn over the ball, you're not going to win games.
That's in anything.
You're just not. But also, the free throw disparity between teams is really getting out of hand.
Well,
and I really don't like talking about refs because it's just not been in this series. It's been in every series. It's all over the NBA. Yeah. And until the NBA starts holding these refs accountable, any fan that watches is automatically going to think Tim Donaghy all over again. And we don't need to go into the whole Tim Donaghy saga. There's a Netflix series about that. watch it.
Yeah.
That's all.
What they're also going to say is that the Lakers are pounding the ball inside and the Warriors are strictly doing jump shots. Very true. But a foul, if you're going to call it one way, you got to make sure you got to call on the other end of the court. And when you're seeing the same thing called for one team and it's not getting called for other team, then you clearly start to see it. And no way in hell do I think the NBA is rigged, but I just believe that they do put their hands in some of the games. That's just how I feel. I used this analogy before. It's almost like watching a boxing match and you're seeing the person whoop the dog crap out of that person until they bring up that scorecard and you're like,
what did you see? What did you watch?
The dude over here looked like he ain't broke a sweat. The dude over here all lumped up in red, but he won the fight?
Yeah. Because I'm still trying to understand. I'm still trying to understand to this day how in the hell Jeff Horn got a decision over Manny Pacquiao. Now, granted, him being in his home country had something to do with it, but I'm just like, what are you watching, judges? What are you watching?
That's the exact fight that I was just talking. That's what I was talking about. Like, what are you looking at? Pacquiao ain't over here broke a sweat.
No.
Pacquiao been tattooing this dude from the first bell to the ending bell. What
did you see?
Yeah.
Okay. Not even Harold Letterman would have got that wrong.
And it took him a while to get there, but yes, he wouldn't have got it wrong.
Because anyone that had watched HBO boxing over the years as much as me and Mizzle had, were like, Harold Letterman, what are you seeing? And you're at ringside.
He can borrow these bifocals and still probably couldn't get it right.
Because I want to be like, okay, Jim, I don't know what I'm doing because I can't see nothing right now.
Thank you. But just to get back to the game, they're just going to say the Warriors are jump shooting. They're doing a lot of jump shots but even when they go to the basket, I don't like, we always say, how does a 2-time MVP, 4-time champion don't get
the finals MVP?
A call. Thank you. A call.
Which leads to the Warriors getting 3 technical fouls. But I mean, if you watch the beginning of the game before the refs decided not to, decided to blow the whistle, the Warriors had a big point. Had a lead of 11. They were playing fantastically well. They were getting off to a good start, and then all of a sudden, here come the whistles. Now again, Lakers made more shots. Yep. Lakers scored 127 points.
The Warriors missed a lot of shots.
That's not what we're saying. I'm not going to tip my cap to Lakers, but the Lakers did what they have to do to win the game.
Indeed.
Even with a little help of assistance from the Zebras. Now, watch Game 4 tonight, and I guarantee they're going to call the game different. I'm almost willing to bet they're going to call the game entirely different, just because, again, we don't want to say the NBA is rigged, but anyone that has sense knows for a fact. Just like they wanted the Kings and Warriors to go 7, they want Lakers and Warriors to go 7 games.
It's the marketing, man.
We don't want to be those guys.
No,
we don't.
No. Hell, if they win in 6, kudos. If either one of the teams win in 6, kudos. But I believe in my basketball watching 7 games. I think my Sixers and the Celtics are going to go 7 games. We might get 7 with Phoenix and Denver now.
Yeah, like I said, Philly and Boston, Denver and Phoenix will at least guaranteed go 6. Yes. And if the Warriors win tonight, it's guaranteed to go 6 at least.
Yeah.
So here's my question for you: if you're Steve Kerr, do you go back to the strength lab and put Looney back in the fight? Because I know Looney has been battling an illness these last couple of games and really hasn't been himself. Or do you implement
Michael Green? Run with the Michael Green lineup again. Give that like a 5-minute. Give it like a 5-minute run.
Mm-hmm.
Within that 5 minutes, you can kind of get a feeling of the game. You're going to see if AD is going to have his type of game. Hell, LeBron didn't take a field goal until the second quarter?
Second quarter. He went the whole entire first quarter, didn't take one shot.
Yeah. So I would say within the first 5 minutes, run that with the Jermichael Green lineup and then get a fresh Looney in, and then let's see how that operates. I would do it that way, but this is kind of a night to where I believe Kerr is going to put Looney out there to start, just so they can probably control the boards and run a little bit. Probably try to get take control of the game a little early, and then we'll rotate in the players as the game goes along. But I would run the Jermichael Green lineup again. It was pretty. It took him a minute to get it together, but once he got going, it's like he was everywhere. So I would run with that, but I just believe Looney gonna get the start tonight.
All right, so Heat and Knicks kick it off on this Monday edition of the playoffs.
They win
at 4:30. Miami is -4.5.
According to this, too, ain't it?
No, it's still Miami. Game 5 will be back in New York. So right now they're giving Miami 4.5. The over-under at the Kaseya Center in Miami, which is still a weird name to say, but the over-under is 208, but the Heat are -4.5. They got the Lakers -2.5 tonight at home against the Warriors. And I'm happy that Stephen A. Smith called out Jordan Poole.
Somebody needs to do it. I mean, we've been doing it, but yeah, I was watching take this morning.
The over-under is 228.
Ooh.
Money line is +115 for the Warriors, -135 for the Lakers. Of course, the spread is 2.5. I don't agree with Jason Williams if he says if the Lakers win, the series is over. I don't agree with that necessarily. Because again, you don't know which version of AD you're getting tonight, and again, as it has been on series, bench can keep this up. Because I mean, like I said, their records are damn near identical. The Warriors have one more win. The Lakers one more loss. The Warriors were 44-38. Lakers were 43-39. So, with that said, it all depends on because I promise you, I promise you, Clay is not going to shoot 5 of 14, and Curry's not going to shoot 9 of 21.
No.
In back-to-back games.
No.
They're pissed, and Draymond Green was pissed, and
what Clay said.
Well, and what Curry said, it is hard to knock the champion off the pedestal. As Ric Flair said for so many years, to be the man, you have to beat the man. Okay? Mm-hmm. Now we all know it's very hard to eliminate the champion. It is very, very hard. So the Lakers can't come out lethargic. They can't come out, half-assing it. And the same with the Warriors. But the Warriors have got to play smart basketball. But as we always say, just run the offense, because when they run the offense, no team can beat the Warriors other than the Warriors.
It's like beautiful basketball. It's like, yes.
It's like watching the Spurs in the 2014 finals against the Heat.
Thank you. It was like excellent basketball. You swear the ball was just moving around. The screens were set nice. The rotation was, and then it just, once the ball went in the hole, you're like, damn. They consistently do that. Who the hell's beating them? So, yeah, it's going to be tough because, like I said, I believe the Lakers are going to try to come out fast, and they're going to try to make a statement, and they're going to try to, again, blow us out the stadium. So,
with that said, how do you see Game 5 coming up between Denver and Phoenix back in altitude in Denver?
I got Denver winning that game. I believe that, yeah. Joker ain't going. Jamal Murray can step up. Joker's just going to be Joker. And, yeah, that crowd is going to will them to that W.
Well, switching over real quick to the sweet science, there was a fight over Cinco de Mayo weekend as Saul went back home to Mexico in Guadalajara in front of 51,000 plus fans as he retained his super middleweight champion with a unanimous decision over England's John Ryder. If you saw John Ryder's face, he took a shellacking, but showed a tremendous tough chin, despite the fact that he was knocked down in the 5th round. But Canelo couldn't put him away. But Canelo, at the end of the fight, says he wants a rematch with Dmitry Bivol, the light heavyweight champion, and he wants to do it at 175. Canelo said, I will not do it unless it's at 175. Here's my question for you. And we all know this. Bivol is a natural light heavyweight.
Indeed.
And the one time they fought, he made Canelo look human.
Yep. Besides Floyd, Floyd.
Well, Floyd's a different story. I mean, when you have a guy, and I mean, this was Canelo at his peak in his prime when he was younger, before he became the eventual superstar after Floyd retired. When he's going back to the corner saying he's too fast, I can't touch him. That's a
yeah.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
But I do think this: if he does try to fight Dimitri Bivol at 175, I think it's going to be a showing of the first time that they fought, and I just think Dimitri will just have his way again.
Yeah. Yeah. Because he's putting on weight, so that that kind of slows down.
Well, yeah, that's you're trying to add 7 more pounds because there is a 7-pound difference between super middleweight where Canelo is and 175, which is the light heavyweight limit.
Mm-hmm.
And not to mention, Bivol only has one of the 3 belts because Arthur Petriabev, he has the other 3.
Oh,
and we're not even talking about him.
Well,
and he's got 3 of the, and he's got 3 of the 4 that makes you, the recognized undisputed champion.
Yeah.
But what I really would like to see, and I know it's not going to happen, but of course we all want to see Canelo against David Benavidez.
Oh yes.
Which I think would be a fantastic fight. A lot of action, a lot of leather thrown.
Oh yeah.
But if not that, then dadgummit, give me Jamal Charlo and Canelo. Let Jamal Charlo go up and weight and try to be the super middleweight champion. Because I mean, here's the unfortunate thing that people are saying about Canelo now is he is handpicking his opponents and not fighting the best of the best.
Right.
And you don't want to fall in that. You don't want to fall under that category, which is why I wish the ages that you and I are now, I wish we were that way back during the heyday of Hagler, Leonard, Hearns, Duran.
Yes.
Aaron Pryor, Alexis Arguello, Julian the Hawk. Whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
It would have been fantastic because it was like, okay, dadgummit, I can't pick a person.
Yep. Yeah. You just want to watch the sweet science
you just want to watch the sport and the grand spectacle. But again, I would like to see Canelo fight those. Would like to fight one of those 2 because again, I don't know if he can beat Bivol because again, Bivol is a superior, fantastic fighter, and he had his way with Canelo the last time they fought. So I just don't know. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. I agree. Everything you said there. I would definitely love to see that the Charlo fight. That would be, because they're both going to be fighting in that phone booth. It won't be we dancing around the ring or we going to doing all that. We're going to stand right here. We're going to see who can throw the best punches. So that will be an exciting fight to see. All
right, now coming up real soon, we got some real good stuff going on. May the 20th, of course, on ESPN pay-per-view here in Las Vegas. It is Devin Haney against Vasily Lomachenko for the undisputed lightweight championship of the world. Then on June the 10th on ESPN, you got Josh Taylor and Teofimo Lopez fighting for Taylor's WBO junior welterweight title, which you can catch that on ESPN and ESPN Plus. Then, oh my goodness. Well, we got some ESPN boxing going on in Stockton, California on this upcoming Saturday.
Word.
And here comes the infamous damn it.
Damn it.
Well, heck, now I'm about to slap myself because on that same Saturday, there's some Showtime boxing here in Vegas. To which, you know what? I might have to look up tickets.
Yeah.
You know, I am gonna look that up to see what's going on here. So those are two of the best fights coming up with those guys. So you can all got some fights in England on DAZN.
Oh,
Nice.
It's a great time of the year for all sports.
Indeed. So yeah. Stockton, California has some boxing going on. Let's see who is on that card in Stockton, which you can watch on ESPN Plus.
It's gonna probably be a local. It's probably somebody from there because they normally don't come out here unless somebody's main eventing that's local.
Well, yes, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 fights on that card. Oh, folks, my brother is plotting.
No, there's no plot. I got to go to work.
Okay. He's just like, damn you,
Yeah.
damn you.
Why couldn't it be the weekend that I'm off?
Of course. So, the two title fights is Jason Maloney against Vincent Astrolabio for the vacant WBO bantamweight title, and you know what that means. Bantamweights, all they do is throw leather.
All hands.
No defense, no defense, all chin, all leather, all the time.
All the time.
And then in the main event it is Jan Hebeck. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his last name, but it's spelled ALIMKHANULY against Stephen Butler for the name I just try not to misspell, or mispronounce. It's for his WBO middleweight title. So those are the two.
That should be some
two big title fights on that ESPN card on this upcoming Saturday in Stockton, California. Which most of the other fights got one welterweight, junior lightweight, featherweight, middleweight, junior lightweight, featherweight again, and another lightweight. So,
featherweight and bantamweights. That's all hands.
All hands, no defense. Yes,
None
indeed.
at all.
Yeah, yes, indeed. I would be remiss if we didn't talk about this. Unfortunately, yesterday, the Bay Area.
Oh yes,
we lost an immense legend in the game of baseball. The great Vida Blue.
Played on both sides.
Played on both sides of the Bay. Was an all-star for both teams. Of course, was a key cog in the A's dynasty of the mid-70s when they won 3 straight World Series from 72 to 74, and they won 5 straight divisions in the AL West from 71 to 75. Passed away at the age of 73, and for a lot of us that watched baseball for a long time, he was on the broadcast of, at the time, CSN, Comcast Sports in Bay Area, and eventually turned to NBC Sports Bay Area. But for a long time, him and Bill Lashley was a part of Giants pre- and post-game live, especially during the championship years. It was him, Bill Lashley, and Greg Papa for a lot of those broadcasts. So you always saw Vida Blue on TV, and just a tremendous pitcher. One of the only guys in the same year to win Rookie of the Year, or to be a Rookie of the Year, MVP, and I'm sorry, okay. Very rare that a pitcher wins the MVP and the Cy Young Award in the season. I think Clayton Kershaw was the last guy to do it. Vida Blue did that in 1971. He went 24. He went 24-8, a 1.82 ERA, 301 strikeouts in 312 innings.
Dealing.
And like I said, he helped the A's
dealing
3 straight world titles. He was traded to the Giants in 78. Was 3 All-Star appearances for the Giants. Helped the Giants in 78. Shocked teams by having a winning season. I think they won 87 games that year. Spent most of the summer in first place, but just fell out quite at the end. and then he was eventually traded to the Royals before the '82 season. And I've always thought that if the Giants had Vida Blue in '82, could have been the Giants that won the NL West and not the Atlanta Braves. But in all seriousness, the Giants knocked out the Dodgers in '82. Thank you, Joe Morgan. So that was that. But Vida Blue, at 73 years old, passes away. But like I said, he was an icon of the Bay Area, always around. He was just out here when the A's celebrated their 40th anniversary, or 50th anniversary of the 73 A's that won their second world title against the Mets. So it's just a tremendous, tremendous loss. But we will remember number 35 and number 14 as those are the numbers he wore with the green and gold and the orange and black. So rest in peace, Vida Blue.
Indeed. Well said. Well said.
Now, switching over to another thing. If I can find it. If it wants to get its stuff together.
Also had the Kentucky Derby over the weekend too.
Yes, we did have the Great American Race, and it seemed like a lot of people lost a lot of money with the eventual winner of the Kentucky Derby.
Yes, they did. Nobody was happy.
So, going over the results, if I can find it. All right, so we're going to see what the prize money is.
A lot
All
of
right.
Yeah, they did it right.
So, Maggie, M-A-G or Mage, whatever, however you want to
pronounce it.
Down the stretch we come, but gets the win. So interesting. Okay, like I say, okay, so the winner, the horse, got $1.86 million. Two Phils, who came in second, got 600,000. Angel of Empire came in third, got 300,000. Disarm got 150,000, and Hit Show that finished sixth got 90,000. Wow. Interesting payouts for these jockeys and horses.
Exactly.
And the people that so according to the winner came off with the 8th best odds in the 18 horse field.
Wow.
So it makes me wonder what happened in the 149th version of the race.
Wow.
As the horse and the jockey are both from Venezuela. So that's an interesting thing. So we will see what happens with the Preakness and the Belmont, which of course that is the Triple Crown of horse racing.
Indeed.
We will see what happens there then. And then this upcoming Saturday, we got the XFL championship game between the DC Defenders and the Arlington Renegades. Of course, the Renegades had a 4-6 regular season, but they finally got it right and finally defeated the Houston Roughnecks, which was a rough team all year long, but the DC Defenders scraped by the Seattle Sea Dragons, and a lot of players getting NFL tryouts and NFL contracts to try in the NFL, which is a good thing to see. How do you see this game, and who do you got?
I don't know. I think I'm just going to be a fan.
Oh, okay.
I think I'm just going to sit here and just enjoy it, But being that a 4-6 team, then got by and got themselves in there. That's interesting. But I think that this one, I'm just going to be a spectator. I just want to watch some good football and hope.
Well, it'll take place inside the Alamo Dome.
Yes, indeed.
You could see that on ABC with the kickoff at 5 p.m. Pacific time. Like I said, for the most part, it has been successful. Very competitive games. Even a couple of games that went into overtime, which was fun to see. Obviously, the DC Defenders are heavily favored, and rightfully so. They finished the season 9-1.
Yeah.
And their thing is if they can run the ball, that normally sets up play action for DC. But An ironic twist is Luis Perez, who started the season with the Vegas Vipers as the quarterback, got traded to the Renegades
Yep.
and has solidified the Renegades offense as a quarterback. So that might play a big role. It's tough to see, but if I had to pick a winner, I probably would go DC just because DC's defense has been outstanding all season long.
Yes, that is true.
But I do think it might be a close game, but I'm definitely going to pick the Renegades. And of course, as Mizzle mentioned, USFL kicks off in full effect. It is week 3, I believe, that took place. No, don't want to watch no dog show. Stop that. No, I'm sorry. It was week 4. So yesterday in week 4, the Saturday games, we saw the Houston Gamblers go to 2-2. They put up a 40 burger on the Philadelphia Stars, and the Stars, who just played in the championship game a season ago against the Birmingham Stallions. They're now 1-3. 41-16 was the final score. Michigan, back in their home state, playing games at Ford Field, got thrashed by the Memphis Showboats 29-10 as the Showboats get their first win since their last season in the league back in the 80s. New Jersey and New Orleans, the New Orleans Breakers still unbeaten, the only team left unbeaten in the USFL. They win 20-17 over the New Jersey Generals. New Jersey is now 2-2, and Birmingham and Pittsburgh played a tough game. 24-20 the final score. Birmingham beats the Pittsburgh Maulers. So coming up in week 5 on Saturday at USA, you got Michigan against the Pittsburgh Maulers, 2-2 versus 1-3. You got Birmingham and Houston. Can Houston make it 3 in a row against the defending champions? That remains to be seen, but that's the 1 p.m. game on Fox. Then Sunday at 9 on NBC, New Jersey and Philadelphia. New Jersey 2-2, Philadelphia 1-3, and the nightcap, the Showboats in Memphis playing the New Orleans Breakers on Fox. And that is your USFL rundown for the weekend. So, the press conference for your beloved Raiders first round draft pick. What did you like? What do you say that impressed you? What do you say that caught your eye?
The kid is ready to step on the field and play some football. He answered all the right questions. You know, said he wants to learn from Max and stuff like that. He already met some players that was in the building. I mean, he got the right attitude. I think if he gets prepared and takes in what Patrick Graham is trying to lay down and just follow Max Crosby and soak up some of the stuff from Chandler Jones because, you know, he's a predominant pass rusher. You know, he's not a future Hall of Famer for no reason. Yeah, very impressive. I'm very intrigued to see what he's going to bring to this defense.
Well, all right. So tonight we got, again, Heat, Knicks, Game 4, Game 4, Lakers, and Warriors. But before that, got one hockey game today.
Oh.
And that is the Oilers and the Knights. That series is tied 1-1 as it shifts to Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And you know they will go crazy inside that arena. As the Oilers that had 109 points to the Golden Knights 111. Edmonton bounced back with a huge 5-1 victory over the Knights. But can we also say the Florida Panthers, 1 win away from the Eastern Conference Finals, as they have the Toronto Maple Leafs on the ropes. They beat the Leafs 3-2 and have a chance to clinch it at home on Wednesday at home against the Maple Leafs. We will see how that goes. Also, the Seattle Kraken up 2-1 over the Dallas Stars as they won last night by a final score of 7-2.
Oh, boy.
As they bust open the floodgates on the Dallas Stars. New Jersey Devils take a 2-1 lead over the Hurricanes. The Devils scored 8 yesterday in an 8-4 win over the Hurricanes. So tonight, just one game. Golden Knights and the Oilers, you can catch that at 5:30 on ESPN. And then Tuesday comes back with a Game 4 between the Stars and the Kraken and the Hurricanes and the Devils. The Devils are the home team in this particular game, and the Kraken at home. Well, we kind of figure that hockey would do big in Seattle, considering that it is on the Pacific Northwest, but
perfect.
Already to beat the defending champions is an impressive feat.
Indeed.
And now you have perhaps the chance to put the Dallas Stars on the ropes.
Yeah.
We shall see. But that is another edition of the Mizzle An Dub Show. Do you have any final words before we say so long for now?
Yeah, go Warriors.
Just as simple as that. Again, both the games today, they're on TNT. Heat and Knicks at 4:30. Warriors Lakers at 7 from the City of Angels. So we thank you for watching this mid-afternoon edition of the Mizzle and Dub Show. As Mizzle has all his colors all over the house. He is Mizzle. I am Dub. Again, we thank you for watching again. Thank you to our subscribers and thank you to our followers on our IG page. Yes, we do have an Instagram page. It is Mizzle_and_Dub Show. That's 3 underscores. And of course, you can always catch our YouTube page, to which if you go to our Instagram page, you will see the link to our YouTube page to where you can watch our latest edition once it gets uploaded to our YouTube page. So just continue to watch and subscribe. We thank you for it. And again, if you have topics that you want us to discuss or you have a question, feel free to say it in the comments on either page. But for now, he's Mizzle. I'm Dub. Thank you for watching. And as always, it is 12:05 o'clock. Some damn where.
Sir.